joining us, we have Chuck Eiler from Nationwide Insurance here in Watauga County, and we're very excited to have him on the show today. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
Absolutely. Now, I feel like we hear about Nationwide Insurance and other insurance agencies a lot, but tell us a little bit specifically about Nationwide.
Well, Nationwide is one of the Fortune 100 companies in the United States, so you will hear a lot of national branding. It also has a local agency workforce, so you can get services from Nationwide online. You can also get services from Nationwide locally. In North Carolina, Nationwide is actually the #1 insurance company in the state.
Wow.
We have a 20% market share, which is phenomenal. So, for instance, the second closest carrier to us has about a 13% market share, and they're a major company. So we've done exceptionally well in North Carolina, and I say that not necessarily to brag, but because I feel like it speaks to how our team in North Carolina specifically has done an excellent job taking care of claims, services, and therefore we continue to be the #1 insurance carrier in the state. We have been for the past 30 years. So Nationwide in North Carolina has done particularly well, but it is, of course, a national company. We do not have products and services overseas or out of the United States. But Nationwide, you'll see the commercials on TV. We also have the NASCAR series. So they do a lot of the branding nationally, but they have local agent force that we're able to do branding locally and get in the community and work, which is one of the pillars of Nationwide Financial, is that they want community access and they want to be as close to door to door as we can get. So we have a particularly large agency force too. Some companies do not have an agency force in terms of local agents. Geico, for instance, tends to do online business, or you can call the 800 number, and that's their service model. Ours is really both. We have the option of the online customer. I mean, you can call Nationwide once you get insurance through your local agent. You can still get services or pay your bill. You have access to 24-hour claim services and questions, but we also have the local agent's office that you can go into and speak with your representative.
Very neat. So online or in person, whichever is most convenient for you. That's really nice. Now, why do you think Nationwide has been so successful, particularly here in North Carolina? What are the main things that set you guys apart?
Well, I think we have great agents. We have a great agent force, and we have for years. The agent, the business that I took over actually is Park Terrell Insurance. He retired, and he did a fantastic job in the community. And I really owe a lot to him and a lot of the agents that came before me and people in my generation that are now taking over these books of business. They just did a phenomenal job in being in the community, being a part of the community. But also I think our claim service, I really think we have one of the best claim services in the industry. And the reality of insurance is that's when it matters most, when you have a claim.
Right.
So it's nice to have an agent to talk to, and it's nice to get answers. We want you to have the right policy. We want you to be comfortable, and we're obviously pretty competitive in price too. That's or we wouldn't continue to be #1 in North Carolina. But I think what really matters is the claim service, and I very rarely get claims complaints, if ever. Our claims team does an absolute phenomenal job, and that's really what matters. So I think those that have come before us have done an excellent job. And really the claim service, and I feel fortunate just to be a benefactor of that.
Very neat. Now, can you talk with us a little bit about the importance of being insured and having these different kinds of insurance for your home, car, boat?
Sure. Well, I think it does a couple of things, and obviously it's important for the individual. So if you have a car accident and you injure someone, and I spend almost all of my time discussing liability, so if you were to injure someone and put them in the hospital, how much can you be sued for?
Right.
That's a question that we ask a lot, and the reality is we don't know the answer to that. I can figure out how much your house is worth, how much your cars are worth, and we can put a number on that. But if you injure someone seriously or kill someone in an auto-related accident, that's a bigger issue, and that could affect you substantially for the rest of your life. If you get into a settlement that you can't afford or is twice your net worth, it may be something they can garnish wages. or future income. So if you're making income now or you plan on making money in the future, we want to protect that as an asset. The other thing I think it does that's interesting that a lot of people don't give it credit for, but when a home is damaged by a fire or wind or hail or even when we have accidents, you know, a couple of things are happening. Of course, we're paying for the consumer who's buying the insurance product, but we're also putting a lot of money back into the local community. So my office, just my agency last year, paid almost $1.2 million in claims.
Wow.
And 90% of that went back into the local community. So, and I'll speak to them specifically because they do a great job, but we use Hampton's Body Shop quite a bit. They do fantastic work. And we also use Boone Ford. Those are our two blue ribbon claim shops. And so we send clients there, and those are local members of our community. And probably, you know, we're making it easy for them to get their car fixed because they've paid for the insurance. And that money goes directly to either Hampton's or Boone Ford or one of the car dealerships to get their vehicle fixed. Not to mention when homes burn down or when we have ice storms, the local contractors are typically the ones that go out and do the work. So we're providing a way for them to get paid in doing these repairs that we do, and all of that money goes back into the community. So I feel like it's you know, everything tends to be connected. And you know, not only are you getting your car fixed or your house repaired, but we do allow you to service with local contractors. And if you don't have one, you know, we have a list of people that we recommend that will help you know, fix or repair your home.
Fantastic. Now, we were talking a little bit before the show. This is actually getting to be a very busy time of the year for you guys, correct?
Yes. So summertime, naturally, that's when people, the housing market tends to get better, and we hope that it continues to get better. It has shown some signs of life here in the last year. So people tend to buy homes and cars. We were talking about your boat that you're going to buy, right?
Right. Here any day now.
Yeah,
Carrie and
yeah.
I are going to go together and buy a boat.
So you know, people tend to make their big purchases in the summertime, and so typically most of our policy renewals, when they come up for renewal, are in the summer, and that's when the buying season really is, and so we insure all those things. So that tends to make us very busy this time of year. But we kind of get a break. Usually January and February for us tend to be pretty slow, particularly up here. It's cold. Nobody wants to get out.
Right.
You know, we're kind of taking payments and calling and checking on people, so we can kind of get caught up in those months. And then through about September, October, you know, it just goes crazy for a while. So we definitely have a busy season. And unfortunately, a lot of times in the winter months, we are spending a lot of our time handling those claims from the ice or snow. We have a lot of accidents and things like that. So that's what we're there for. You know, we want to be there to do that. We spend a lot of time doing that, but we hope nobody has an accident, right?
Of course.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's never a good day when you have any kind of an accident.
That's right.
Now, talk with us a little bit about what you do specifically on a daily basis here in Boone.
Okay. Well, our agency now has a staff of 6 people. They help manage the day-to-day operations. They call clients to do client reviews. We call it an on-your-side review. Everybody's heard the Nationwide is on your side. So we have our on-your-side reviews. We'll reach out to clients or we'll send them a letter offering them their annual policy review. I help facilitate that and manage that. What I have been focused on mainly other than the managing the business on a day-to-day, but marketing and advertising. But also I work with a lot of our commercial clients. We do have commercial insurance, and some of those policies are larger and have a lot more working pieces to it. So I work with our commercial clients to make sure that they have the right coverage. And we also do financials. So I do life insurance, investments, and retirement options. So those are really my functions within the agency. And then, of course, the staff helps with the day-to-day operations.
Very
Perfect.
neat. Now, if someone wants to make an appointment, what's the best way for them to go about doing that?
Well, you can go, I have probably the best nationwide URL website address. I don't know how I got it from them, but I got nationwide.com/Chuck. you can go. That'll give you a link directly to our website. That'll take you to our website where you can get a quote, or you can email anyone on the staff and ask directly for an appointment. Of course, you can always call the office, and that's number's probably on the screen, but it's 828-264-8777. Someone there will be glad to make an appointment with myself or with anybody in the office. We have a drive-through window for payments too, if you just want to drop off a payment.
Nice. Absolutely.
And we do have a claim service every Tuesday where we actually have a claims adjuster on site on Tuesdays to come by. Now, he's typically by appointment only too, but I save a lot of my claims questions for Tuesdays when I know Jonathan's going to be there. So I would say call, come by, email, go to the website, get information. We will be more than happy to help you.
Perfect.
Right. Very convenient. Lots of ways to get in touch with you
Sure.
guys. Well, fantastic. Well, thank you so much for coming in to talk with us today, Chuck. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And we will be back right after these messages with more of the Mountain Television Network.